Alright, Pastor Joe Calb here. Just wanted to get to know everybody a little bit and let you know who I am. Some of you guys have been with me for quite some time. I mean, years. Some of you guys have known all my life. But for those of you guys that don't know me, you get to know me a little bit. First of all, I'm nothing special. I'm just a regular old guy, and I just love Jesus. A gift was given to me when I was young, and I want to give that to anyone that I can. Jesus wants us to spread the gospel throughout the whole world. That's what I want to do. I'm 100% American, 100%. I love my country, but I love people, especially Christian people all over the world. We've got people everywhere. You know, I forgot how many countries it is, but there are so many countries, like above 50 I know. They're still persecuting and killing Christians just because of what they believe. You know, I always concentrate on kind of a small area. Recently I've been talking to, mainly there's a small underground church in Liberia. They end up naming it the Remnant Church of Liberia. And that's what me and Pastor Dallas come together with this UEOM and my Tribulation Today Ministries to do a international ministry called Seeds of Hope International. We're small, we're nothing, we really have nothing. I got a few donors that have been throwing in a little bit of stuff here and there. We're trying to ship Bibles and clothes and food and just stuff like that. Their rent is only $40 a month for what building they have. Here in America, we think that we got it rough. This is their church. Not much, you know. And this is their congregation. And the reason why they have candles here is because they don't want their faces to be seen very well, because they'll be persecuted and they could even be killed for their beliefs. Anyway, they've been sending me videos of their services. Last week they weren't able to have it because they didn't pay their rent. So the church building was shut down. They weren't allowed to have their services. So I didn't have much money. I sent them what I had. Hopefully it'll cover almost a month of their rent. I mean, literally, I had $40. I sent it, and by the time I got all the fees and everything, they ended up getting like $21.76, like what it was. I don't know, I can post that. I don't keep any money from anything that anybody gives me. I pass it on. And like I said, Jesus gave freely to me, and I don't take anything from anybody. If somebody wanted to donate for a specific thing, I give them receipts or whatever they want. I don't want anything. But anyway, so I sent them a little bit of money. We've got 13 Bibles right now sitting, and we started a small food drive because I figure if Jesus brought in the multitudes by feeding them, with the fishes and the loaves and so on and so forth. Everybody knows the stories. They came for that physical food, but that opened the door for Jesus to give them the spiritual food that they really needed. I think when people are hungry, they're hungry in more than one way sometimes. But they're obviously an impoverished place. They don't have a lot of money, and I feel that if they're able to help feed their congregation and some of the people around them, that they'll come for that. They'll come for the physical food. And then Pastor Bobby Resson Lee, is a good man. He's been through a lot of persecution. He's even had to flee his own home country, and he's in Liberia now. But anyway, withstanding all that, we're working on that. Again, I've always primarily worked on just a small area, mainly in my own hometown and, a few surrounding towns around it. I got a lot of friends on there, a lot of people who want to see different things, and so on and so forth. We're working on some stuff. We really are. But back to America. I just gotta say this because I just recently went down to um, Tennessee to see Pastor Greg Locke at Global Vision Bible Church. It's Mount Juliet, Tennessee, on Old Lebanon Road. But anyway, I went down there and I took Deacon Shane Mason with me. We had a great time. Down there in Tennessee right now, all the churches are shut down. They're supposed to be shut down for the COVID. Well, Pastor Locke has refused to close his doors. You know, Jesus doesn't bring a spirit of fear, but one of power and a sound mind. I mean, we don't need to fear this COVID. I think that, you know, there's something out there. I don't think it is as serious as what they're making out to be. I think that's all a political thing. Yeah, I support Trump, but this isn't a political thing. This is for ministry. But all the pastors that are closing their doors, you know, Pastor Locke said, and I totally agree with him, if you have got your door closed and you're not speaking to the people and helping the people like Jesus asked you to do, just because of this COVID, you are a coward. I totally agree with him. He's unashamedly speaking the gospel, and that's what we need. Right now, we're in the last days. I mean, everybody can see that, right? You don't have to be a scholar to see what's going on in the news every day. We just the other day, we had 7% of America burning, you know? And regardless of all of that, I mean, I definitely got my opinions. You can ask me about that. But the earthquakes, the volcanoes, and so on and so forth, all this stuff is crazy. We're in the last days. Right now, we don't need to focus so much on those things, but we need to work on salvation. Because it's like somebody's about ready to get hit by the bus, man. You don't sit there and go, oh, hey, you know, by the way, did you know that there's a bus coming down? No. You push them out of the way, right? Because it's urgent. Well, that's what we're doing right now in these last days. It's urgent. It's almost the judgment day. And when it comes, there ain't no turning back. I mean, we got to save the souls now. And that's going to be our main push. But again, I'm nobody. I'm just a guy. Okay? I'm all tattooed up. I'm not white. I'm actually half white, quarter Cherokee, quarter Mexican. I'm a mutt. I'm American. I'm the melting pot. What all America is all races, all different kinds of people. You know, I love everybody. I'm part of all of it. You know, so there's not a racist bone in my body. I came from the hood, south side of Peoria. Grew up in gangs and did all the ignorant stuff and all that kind of stuff. I changed my life. You know, I met Jesus when I was 14, roughly. And I really delved into it. I'm a researcher, so anything that I check into, I do it thoroughly. And in doing so, I got into a lot of biblical studies and word studies and ancient scriptures in different religions also. Just for the simple fact that I didn't want to just pick up the Bible and go off of what the first thing I ever read was. I wanted to see what other people had in mind and what their scriptures were, what their holy people said, and so on and so forth. So I've learned a lot about a lot of different religions. And Christianity and the Bible itself it's the only way. It's the only thing that has truth. It's the only thing that has provable, like prophetic things that have come forward. But in studying all those other things and coming to my conclusions, I come to, later on in life, I came to a place where I had tragic things going on. And God told me that that their faith would be increased through my suffering. And definitely have. I've been through a whole lot of stuff. A whole lot of people are watching and seeing, different reactions of, how I handle it. And that's the glory of God, how we handle things. Like with Job, he was put through different things. In Job chapter 1, when Satan goes up to him and he talks to God and he says, oh, you ain't got nobody. And God goes, well, have you considered my servant Job? And God goes, oh yeah, but he's got everything, you know, you do everything for him, ain't no wonder that he likes you. And God goes, well, okay, Satan, you go down there and you take away all the stuff that he's got, and he's still not going to curse me. Oh, Satan goes, okay, all right, cool, I'm going to go down there. And he does, man, he wipes out everything. But Job doesn't curse God. And in the end, you know, the whole moral of the story is when Satan goes back up before the throne of God and they're talking, at that point in time, God gets to say, see, he didn't curse me in my face. No matter what you did to him, he praised me through everything. He kept his eyes on me. That is the glory of God, of him being able to show how we go through persecutions and things. And hey, I live in America, so I don't know nothing about persecution like some of the people that I talk to overseas. We're in what is it, 12 or 13 countries right now, talking to different ministries, trying to get some things going, try to put everything together so we can actually start shipping some things out. But me as a person, I don't want anybody to think that I'm a know-it-all. Anything that I say, I could be totally wrong. Live by Acts 17:11. That's what I'm going to tell you. You know, it talks about the Bereans, and they were, you know, more noble than the Thessalonians because they searched the word. You know, they received the word with all readiness, but they would search the scriptures daily that these things were so. So you can listen to somebody, you can listen to me, you can listen to anybody you want, but in the end, go back to your scriptures and make sure that I'm correct, because I would never mislead anybody on purpose, but I can totally be wrong. Okay, I'm just a person. I don't have any kind of direct link to God. I believe God speaks to me, and he has audibly on 3 occasions in my life. Think I'm crazy? Don't care. But anyway, you know, it's just some kind of an insight here. We need one thing, is salvation right now. Jesus said, I'm the way, the truth, and the life. No man comes unto the Father but by me. So my ministry is completely 110%. Jesus is the only way. I don't compromise that. I will not be ashamed to speak that. That is how I feel. That is what the Bible says. There is one God. One. And his son is Jesus Christ. That is our mediator. The only way that we can make it into the Lamb's Book of Life is through Jesus. He says that anybody else that tries to come in any other way is a thief and a robber. We know he's the only way. So I'm not ever going to back off that. Hey, if anybody wants to discuss the other gods, if you want to discuss Allah, Buddha, Confucius, I mean, it doesn't matter. Whatever it is. Satanism, I'm well versed in Satanism. How about Freemasonry? We talk about that. Illuminati, talk about New World Order stuff. We could talk about anything anybody wants. On this video, I want some people to send in some comments and responses. We always take prayer requests. You know that. Pastor Dallas, he's a prayer warrior, man. But anything that you guys like to talk about or any suggestions, that's what we need, because we want to be able to reach as many people with the complete truth as we can. That's what we ask daily. We just ask God that anybody watching, anybody seeing anything, gets the absolute truth. And again, I'm telling you, Acts 17:11, please live by that. Just go and check out everything that we say. You know, if you got a question, just ask me. I'm more than willing to look it up. And if I don't know, that's what we can do. We'll do it together. We'll look it up, we'll figure it out, and we can come to some kind of a biblical conclusion rather than an assumption on my part or an assumption on your part or whatever. We can talk about it and figure it out. But it's going to be the end of my video. I just wanted to thank everybody for coming to check us out, because we're definitely going to be doing a bunch of stuff. Pastor Dallas, he's always doing stuff, like I said. So tune in, check us out, and if anybody wanted to donate, just PM me or something. We'll figure something out, because They do need some money for their church. Right now I'm trying to get them $480, and that'll pay for a whole year for that building for them. Then we don't have to worry about them not being able to have services on Wednesdays or Sundays, or, you know, whatever days that are coming up. But yeah, so that's what I'm trying to do right now, and 100% goes down nothing to me. I don't want it. So this is Storm Shadow 1211, Pastor Joe Calvin. I'm out of here.